Hi everyone, welcome to Let's Talk About Anything and Everything. Today we're going to be talking about the concept of taking a gap year. If you are a student, I strongly encourage you to tune in to today's podcast. If not, feel free to listen and enjoy, and hopefully the conversation can benefit anyone listening. College can be a lot. We all feel overwhelmed at times, especially if you're taking classes in back-to-back semesters. We all need a break, and I want to explore the pros and cons of taking a gap year, and also talk about my own experience with it. I want to start off by talking about my own experience, which is part of the reason I chose to talk about this today. I think I can provide some insight for students that may be considering this. When I graduated high school, I attended UCF, which is the University of Central Florida, because I feel like among high school students, there is this sort of stigma that when you graduate from high school, you go to college and you get a degree. There is quite a bit of pressure put on us when we're in high school. We're expected to get good grades, keep our GPA up, because when we apply to colleges, that's what they'll be looking at. So all the talk in junior and senior year of high school was college, college, college. So referring back to my experience, I did 1 year at UCF and I ended up transferring to Valencia College, which is a community college in Orlando. The reason I transferred is because when I was at UCF, I changed my major like 3 or 4 times because I just felt so much pressure to choose something. And some people go into college, knowing exactly what they want to do, and if you are one of those people, you're lucky. That just wasn't the case for me. I've always been passionate about several things, and it was just difficult for me to know if I was making the right decision. So I ended up transferring, mostly because I figured I needed to give myself time to figure out exactly what I wanted. And community college can save students and their families more money in most cases, and on top of that, it's a place where you don't feel as pressured. You can take your general education classes and give yourself those 2 years to explore and learn what you like by taking a broad range of classes. Not to say that you can't do that at a university, I just feel like community college was the best thing for me at the time. Another benefit of community college was smaller class sizes. I struggled at UCF because there were so many students in all my classes, which made it a little more difficult for my professors to give me one-on-one attention if I was struggling. And at Valencia, my classes were smaller, so I was able to get that support that I needed. I ended up graduating from Valencia with my associate's degree in general studies. After I graduated, I wasn't quite ready to jump back in at a university and pursue my bachelor's because I just wasn't sure what I wanted to do yet, and I had taken classes in back-to-back semesters, and frankly, I was just worn out. I felt like I was losing focus with school because for those 2 years, it's all I did, it's all I focused on. So I didn't take a break during the summers because I was just ready to get that degree. And when I did graduate, I really needed a break. So I decided to move back home for a bit and just work and really try and find out more about myself and who I wanted to be. So that's exactly what I did. And after a while, I decided that I wanted to be a flight attendant. So I started applying, I attended interviews, and eventually I got hired. I'm not going to get into all of the aspects of that 10 months of my life, but if you all would like a podcast where I discuss my experiences as a flight attendant, please post it on Twitter and tag my account at Let's Talk About Anything and Everything, and we can definitely do that. So during the end of my time being a flight attendant, I started to discover that it wasn't really for me, and I became really anxious to go back to school. I had a slightly better idea at the time of what I wanted to study. I had a decent amount of free time while I was working as a flight attendant, and during that time, I did a lot of writing. I seemed to sort of lean on writing as a bit of an outlet. It helped me relax and sort of detox from the stresses of working on planes all day. So I did decide to leave my job and attend the University of North Florida as a multimedia journalism and production major. And I love UNF. I've had so many good experiences so far, and I think coming here was the best decision I could have made because I feel like I just really fit in. I needed the gap year to sort of explore who I was and what I like to do, and to give my give my brain a break from school and stress. It was definitely the right choice for me, and I benefited immensely from it because now I'm back in college and I love my major and I'm learning so much about journalism and what it takes to be a good journalist. And it's just nice to be a part of something that I'm passionate and that I'm passionate about, and gets me excited about the future. So I think gap years can be taken at any point of someone's college career, whether you take it after you graduate high school before entering college, or if you take it in college, whatever year you are. I do believe it depends on the person and what they're studying, because gap years definitely don't work for everyone. So I want to explore the pros and cons to both so that if you are considering it, you can have the right tools to make the decision that is best for you. So if you are someone who struggles with knowing what you like and what you might want to study, I think taking a gap year could be very beneficial to you. You can do a variety of things during the time off. A lot of people find traveling to be cleansing and they gain a clear sense of self. So if you have the money, the time could be spent traveling. You could stay where you are and just focus on you and try new things and take self-assessment tests, read books that are geared toward helping people find a sense of self. Or you could do some job hunting and try to work at an institution that is relevant to something you think you might want to study. And if you are a student that graduated from high school and you're thinking of taking a gap year, view it as a time for self-reflection. Don't pressure yourself to choose a major and go to college, because that route just may not be for you. In my opinion, success stems from the person and them alone. You don't need a college degree to be successful. Although, in most cases, jobs and careers do require it, it just depends on what career route you'd like to take. For example, maybe you get hired as a front desk associate at a hotel, and if you stick with it and stay dedicated, one day you could be running the hotel. Just know that your opportunities are endless, and try not to close any doors until you find a valid reason to close them. So, on the other hand, gap years aren't for everyone. Some may need to enroll or stay enrolled in school without taking a gap year, and that's also okay. There are a lot of people who know exactly what they want to do, and they're ready to jump in and see it through fully. And if you are one of those people, that's awesome too. Many people feel like if they take a gap year, they'll get too comfortable and not be able to bring themselves back to school, and it's definitely normal to feel that way. I think people also get caught up on the idea that if they take a year off, they'll fall behind or lose touch with their friends who maybe didn't take the same route as them, or maybe they think if they go to school, it'll be easy, it's already laid out for them, and feel that if they take a year off, they may not know what to do with it or how to be productive during that time. Just know that at the end of the day, there is no wrong decision. You know yourself and you know who you are and what you can and can't do. And if a gap year isn't for you, that's okay. It's definitely not for everyone. If you are considering taking a gap year, just know that you do have the dedication to get yourself back into it. You just have to be in the right mindset. So have goals in place and tell yourself that it's okay to take a break. We all need one, but just remind yourself of your passions and why you want to go to school, or why you went to school and chose your major in the first place. So, like I said before, it was the best decision that I could have made for myself, although there are times where I feel like I lost touch because I am 22 and a year older than my peers in my classes, and at first, I did struggle getting back into the rhythm of college. But I always try to remind myself that I made the right choice and I'm proud of where I am today and what I've accomplished. And if you are someone who's considering this, I wish you luck with your decision, and just know you can be successful and happy whichever route you take. So thank you for letting me ramble on about me and my experiences, and I hope my words helped you gain some clarity or, at the very least, entertained you. If you have any comments or you'd like to reach out to me, you can tweet at me at Let's Talk About Anything and Everything. Have a great Saturday, and thank you for tuning in.